Oh shit. What's going on, guys? Lotus What Ifs here, back with another video. This is part 2 of opposites. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you guys. I'm not feeling it today. I'm sick. Quite honestly, me being sick is kind of rare. It's actually been at least like 2 years since I was sick. So yeah, because I don't get sick that often. My immune system is actually strong. It's like I may act lazy, but like it's not that weak. I don't have that weak of an immune system, so it's actually been like 2 years since I got sick. Like I may have a little sniffle in there, but like I don't get sick that much. Cause like it usually ends like after a whole day, and my throat hurts. So this probably won't be a long video. So again, this is part 2 of opposites. There was a comment giving me the title. I already thought of that title and I liked it, and the title is The Rise and Fall of Bakugo. But are we serious? Do we seriously want to know about like how Bakugo's life went? No, we don't. All right. So we'll only see like little like flashbacks through Izuku's memories. All right. So last I left off, Izuku, Bakugo, and friends left. All right. They left to go back to UA, and the one that fixed their car was actually Izuku. Izuku was the one that fixed the bus. Personally speaking, if I was in Izuku's place, I would have never fixed that bus. I would have killed them in that house, then and there. But anyways, that's not up to me, even though I'm the one telling the story, right? So somebody wanted me to add Ibarra to the ship, making it so that she was the only student that actually believed in him. So here's how this is gonna work. Since Ibarra was a whole like Christian girl and stuff like that, and she wasn't really affected by anything like negative, like greed and stuff like that, because we know how Ibarra is in the anime. She's mostly about God and shit like that. So yeah, so Ibarra saw through basically how saw through everybody's acts towards Izuku, and so she saw that everybody hated Izuku, but she never hated Izuku. She never came into contact with Izuku because she was afraid of what would happen to Izuku, because she's afraid that Izuku, everything would become worse for him. So she just observed him from afar. So we skip to Aizawa while he's on the bus going back to UA. I have to go back. I have to tell them about what happened. And them, he's referring to the UA teachers and possibly the pro heroes as well. Well, yes, the pro heroes. So, yeah, since the fact that how Izuku died was on the news. Because, first off, Izuku, like I said, he stabbed himself. He didn't stab himself just in the chest, he stabbed himself in, well, where his blood flow is, the control of his blood flow, basically, the main panel, next to the heart. Alright, he didn't stab himself in the heart, but next to it, right where the blood flows, basically the control panel. So, like, if you were to twist it the other direction, your blood would flow differently and kill you. So, you get the gist. Not only that, he bit his tongue, which made it even worse. And he fell from a high place, and basically his head exploded. So, worst way to die. It's actually one of the worst ways to die. Like, imagine seeing somebody do that. Like, I can imagine somebody seeing that. I could watch somebody do that. Personally speaking, I'd feel bad for the person, but I would still keep a straight face. It doesn't matter how much of a horrible death it is. I'll watch it. I'll watch it till the end. It doesn't matter. Like, you could be the worst person in the world. Like, hell, you could even be a serial killer or anything. I'll watch you die. Not because I find it fun or anything, but because you deserve it, and, well, you deserve your respect, because you're still human at the end of the day, no matter what crimes you have done. You could have eaten another human, been a rapist, a child molester, it doesn't matter. You still deserve some sort of respect, right? And that respect is being watched. Like, you're a human, we still need to have contact, whether it be, well, from afar or close up. So, I'll just watch you. Hold on. So yeah, now that we've gotten that out of the way. So, Aizawa, right when they get back to UA. First thing Aizawa does, he runs to Nezu's office and says, Nezu, call the teachers here, call Midnight, call some of the top 10 call the top 10 pro heroes. We need to discuss something really important. As Nezu says, whoa, slow down there, Aizawa, what's the problem? She says it's about Izuku Midoriya. As he says, what? as he immediately calls for All Might and the teacher and stuff like that. As the pro heroes come as well, Miracle, she's number 5. She's the number 5 pro hero at the moment. So yeah. Somebody wanted me to wait, was it this one or the other one? Was it this one? I think it was not this one. It wasn't this one. It wasn't this one, right? Yeah, it wasn't this one. It wasn't this one, sorry. My mind is on many other things. So, yeah. Because I'm thinking about, like, what if Deku was the embodiment of infinity at this moment? Like, one key aspect of me, being sick, my mind wanders around, like, my thoughts, like, my whole thoughts wander around. Like, I will keep my thoughts to myself, but, like, in reality, I'm just thinking of many other things. Like, I have a very scarce brain. Like, I get distracted easily when I'm sick. So yeah, I'll be getting distracted a lot, like in this video, so I'm sorry. So yeah, and you can hear the sniffles. I'm sorry if you hear a lot of sniffles, but I'll try to limit it as much as I can. So, Deku, he's basically sleeping at the moment. Like, Izuku, all he does all day is sleep. Why? Because, well, he didn't get much sleep when he was alive. Well, he's still alive, but like, I'm talking about, like, when he was, like, still human and not, well, God. So, like, when he was still alive. So, he's gonna be going back to UA. Why? Because, well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 want to know the experience of going to, well, a local school. I'm sorry. So, yeah. So, Deku, he's basically sleeping right now. Like, Izuku, he's like, he still draws. He draws a lot. You may be wondering what Deku's bed looks like. I'll show you. Deku, he sleeps in the middle of this gem. Why the gem? Because that's one of the only places he feels comfortable sleeping in. Other than that, he would not sleep with anybody, not even the goddesses. Why? Because he still doesn't feel comfortable or safe around any of them. Why? Because he's afraid that, oh, maybe in their sleep they could possibly just, oof him. So yeah, so he's not comfortable with sleeping next to anyone. And also because this gem is indestructible. So yeah, like I said before, I added, oh shit, oopsie, Ibarra to the ship, sorry. I'll download it, I'll get it back, hold on. So I added Ibarra to the ship. Why did I pick this picture? Because this is actually the only picture I felt that looked nice, actually. So, yeah, so these are all Izuku's pets. Sure, they call him master, but they know damn well that Izuku doesn't treat them like tools, more like pets. So yeah. So, Aizawa calls all the teachers, and all the teachers are here as the heroes are like, Nezu, why did you call us here? As Nezu says, well, it wasn't exactly me who needed you, it was Aizawa. As Endeavor says, huh? Aizawa, what is it? As Aizawa says, it's about the boy Izuku Midoriya. As all of them, their eyes widen, they're like, what? What about him? As Aizawa says, he's alive. As they're like, what? Where? As he said, well, he seems to be with these fairly old-looking women, about in their 20s, and they said that, well, Izuku is with them, and I think that they're holding him hostage. As Endeavor says, what, then we need to save him? As All Might says, yes, we need to save him. As Midnight hears this, as she's just crying, alright? She's silently crying. As Miracle notices this and she starts comforting her. As all the heroes are wondering why is Midnight crying. As Midnight explains everything to them, as all the heroes, all the top 10 heroes, they're in shock and they just don't know how to feel. They have mixed emotions, especially Endeavor. In this one, Endeavor was still that bad of a father, but still, he actually, cared about his son. So, like, if Todoroki were to get hurt, he'd be there for Todoroki. Sure, he hit Todoroki, but that was to protect him. And Rei, she lives with the Todoroki. She's not in that mental hospital and stuff like that for burning Todoroki's eye. And like it was after she burned Todoroki's eye that Endeavor explained, he justified his actions, saying, oh, he wanted to protect his family and he didn't want anybody in his family to get lost with him not around anymore, as they forgave him. And Endeavor promised not to go, so hard on them. So he still hits them, but like it's like a challenging type fight, not one that's viewed as child abuse. So yeah. So Endeavor doesn't know how to feel, and neither do the pro heroes. Hold on. Sorry, I was eating something. Especially Endeavor, alright? Then, Nezu, he called something on. He said, Midnight, you didn't tell us exactly what he went through. As Midnight says, I don't know. All I know is that he was taken in a van and, thrown out of the van 6 years later. I don't know much. As All Might says, well, that aside, we need to plan how we're gonna get him back. So, they're planning a raid now with Izuku. Izuku's having a nightmare. Kachan, stop! Damn nerd, what did I tell you about calling me Kachan? Weak as ever, huh? I swear. Now I realized why your mom killed herself. She didn't love you. As Izuku, he's just crying, and best girl goddess of destruction came to check up on Izuku, and she basically saw that Izuku, no homo. This is what when I say Izu, that's basically what they call him, like the goddesses and Ibara. Alright, so if I say Izu, I'm not talking about like myself referring to him as Izu, but the girls. Alright, so yeah. So she saw him silently crying, and she pulled him out of the gem, and she just held him tightly. As Izuku, he slowly woke up and said, what happened? As the goddess of destruction explained that she saw Izuku crying, as Izuku says, uh-oh. As she picks Izuku up, and she brings him to the bed with the girls. As Izuku says, no. As she says, don't worry. We don't lose control of our powers. As he says, alright then. So, they have a peaceful sleep. He's, in the middle, being smothered by 1, 2, and, 3. So, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So yeah, he's being smothered. So there is no longer 9 ships, there are now 10 ships, and somebody wanted me to add Ibara. Since you wanted me to add Ibara, there is no longer 9 ships, including Midnight, but Ibara. So yeah, you have 8 gods, 1 adult. Alright. A god, I know it sounds like it counts as an adult, but like 8 ancient beings, I guess. 8 celestial ancient beings. I wouldn't say they're celestial beings since, they're not perfect beings, like actual celestial beings. So, 8 gods, 1 adult, and 1 teen. Izuku going after all age groups. I swear to God, I'm making Izuku go after every age group that exists. So yeah. So that happens. Can you guys rate my ara? I don't know. I just wanted to say it. Like I don't practice it. Like I just saw somebody type in the comments ara. So I just wanted to put it inside of this what if for reference. So please judge it. Ara. So yeah, please judge that. I'm joking, don't judge that. So yeah. So Izuku, he basically minding his own business, just sleeping. And he's actually having good dreams. Why? Because, well, the goddess of creation woke up and she saw that Izuku was having a nightmare due to his, well, crying and a little bit of whining in his sleep, because she was laying down on his chest and she basically, well, heard his heart beating rapidly. So she woke up and, well, made a projection in his mind of him being in a fairy world and the fairies basically singing music and stuff like that for him and him just exploring it. So, yeah. So they wake up the next day and Izuku actually looks like he had sleep, like for once in his life. So the eye bags are gone for a little bit because, alright, quite honestly, I'm about to say this now. You can have sleep, but not have sleep at the same time. Alright, it's actually a common occurrence. I actually have it. Like, you could have, like, the most peaceful sleep and still have eye bags. Why? That's because of, well, exactly the dream that you're having. Me, I don't really have dreams. I don't have nightmares at all. I just see pitch black, or I'm basically physically torturing myself in my own dreams. So that's kind of how it is for me. I don't really have anything, well, high about myself, just, well, that I'm a smart person, a nice person. I wouldn't really say those are, well, nice traits about me. Like, yeah, I'm a nice person, I'm a caring person. That also puts me in the category of gullible, being a simp, a pussy, and yeah, so forth. So I wouldn't really say, like, I'm the best person. Like, I'd say I'm a nice guy, yeah, but I wouldn't just, let you stomp all over me, because even nice guys have their limits, and I have a very short fuse, so you should get it. So, yeah. So, Izuku, he wakes up, he eats, and, he's minding his own business. So, we skip back to the UA teachers and the pro heroes as they're already done planning. Hold on. I need to sneeze. I'm sick, sorry. Okay, after a chain of sneezes. So yeah. So Izuku eating cereal back with the UA teachers, they finished and they said, okay, we're going to attack in 2 weeks. So the 2 weeks come and they're right in front of Izuku's door. Like, it's about nighttime. And, all of a sudden, before Izuku goes to bed, like, Izuku, he always gotta eat that, that yummy cereal. Eating that, nom. You may be wondering, what does he eat for cereal? Does he eat that Cinnamon Toast Crunch? Oh, yeah. Cinnamon Toast Crunch. He's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Oh, yeah. Lucky Charms. It's Lucky Charms. So yeah. Hold on. I have the sniffles again. So yeah, he eating the Lucky Charms. The Lucky Charms. Extra Luck Boost Edition. Oh yeah, extra marshmallows. Alright, I could stop. I should stop with that sad expression for a seductive voice. So, Deku, he does that, and he's just eating his Lucky Charms, and he's not eating, like, the cereals. He's eating the marshmallows. Like, the whole bag is filled with marshmallows, like, infinites of marshmallows. And that's what the goddess of creation did for him. She made that for him. As all of a sudden they hear a big boom. They hear a big ass boom. As Izuku, he says, what was that? As he's shaking, like, take in mind, Izuku, like, it's nighttime, it's late at night. And Izuku, like, imagine you just sitting in your house, just eating cereal in your kitchen, right? And the kitchen is right near, like, it's the second, like, it's to the right of the entrance. Like, you just sitting there eating your cereal. And all of a sudden, you just hear a boom. And you're scared. Like, Izuku, he's kind of, like, traumatized. So, Izuku, he's 5'6", like I said. When I said 5'11", I meant 5'8". Yeah. Most of them are going to be taller than Izuku. Well, not all of them, but most. Well, 3. No, 4. And that is 1, 2, 3, and 4. Alright? And 5, she's 5'7", so she doesn't need to be 5'8". So, yeah. So, Izuku is just eating his cereal, traumatized. He's trying to eat his cereal. Like, his hand is shaking. Like, you could like, visibly hear the shaking. He's like, what's going on? As he's, like, trying to eat his cereal. You know, this is how it sounds. Like, him eating his cereal. Take in mind, I'm doing this with a fork. Alright, not a spoon, a fork. Why? Because I was just eating some lasagna. Don't pay no mind to that lasagna bust. So, like, put in the comments what's your favorite food. When was the last time you got sick? For me, like I said, last time I got sick was today. But before today, it was 2 years ago. When I was still in school. So, yeah. So, Izuku, he tries to calm down and eat his cereal. As the goddesses hear this, as like they're on the top floor, like they're at the very peak, like the very peak of the house, and you know they're running down as fast as they can. Now the teachers come in and they just see these animals there. As all of a sudden the animals like turn around, as you know. The phoenixes, they attack and said, "Who dares come into our master's humble abode?" Like all these animals, they just attack. As the teacher says, what are these? Attack them!" As like basically they're fighting the beasts. Like the only one that's not fighting is All Might, because they're feeling, oh, only All Might can get Izuku. So All Might runs to the house, and wouldn't you know it, he looks left to right and sees Izuku in the kitchen eating some grub. And he goes next to Izuku, grabs Izuku and the bowl. He grabs Izuku and the bowl. Make sure he grab the bowl, because he sees the nigga eating. Alright? He sees Izuku eating. I'm gonna be dead ass here. If I'm getting kidnapped and you see me eating, I swear to God, if you don't grab my bowl, I'm beating your shit. Like, I don't care how strong of a kidnapper you are. The first place I'm going is for your nose. No, not your nose. Your balls. Your balls, your vagina. I'm going after those places first. Once I get you to the ground, I'm going to make you eat the edge of my table. Cause you wanna stop me from eating my food? I'm gonna knock you the fuck out, tie you up, finish eating my food. I'ma leave the plate. I'ma leave the plate, and I'ma force that shit down your throat. Like, you are gonna eat the plate. I swear to God. You are my new dishwasher. You're the dishwasher infinity. You're eating that fucking plate. Like, that's your only food for the rest of your life. Like, I swear, I will even put it in some order. I will legitimately go outside and buy those things for you to, like, you know, turn materials into like dust type thing. So yeah, I will legit go break the glass, turn it to dust, put it in water, mix that shit, and make you drink it. Cause you stopped me from eating my grub, and you expect me to let that slide and grow, especially if I'm eating lasagna. If I'm eating lasagna, and you just look at the lasagna and you don't pick it up while I'm eating it, I swear to God, that knife in my hand will go so far up your ass. You don't even know. You do not know what innocence is. You will not even know what innocence is. Like, it doesn't matter whether you're a girl, a boy. This fork in my hand, this four-headed knife, this four-headed weapon, this tiny pitchfork in my hand. Like, take in mind, like, my hand is in a whole fist while I'm saying this. I will take it. I will cock my hand back and throw it into your ass. Like, not at a cheek, in the middle. Wherever it goes is wherever it goes. I swear to God, if it goes inside your butt, that's even better. Why? Because I could rip you from the inside out. Because if you don't get it, I'm going to stab you in your big intestine and pull out every intestine that you have in your body like spaghetti. Then the liver, then the stomach, then the heart, then your lungs. I will personally fold you inside out, free of charge. Alright? Alright then. So, All Might grabs him and says, "Young Midori, I'm here to save you." As Izuku says, as he's shocked, like he's in a state of shock at the moment. He doesn't know what's going on. As All Might yells, "I got him!" As all the heroes, like they run to this van as they're leaving. As they're like in the house, like they're in, and they're talking about, oh, we saved Izuku and stuff like that. As Izuku, he has his hands to his head, as he's like basically he's going insane. He's going insane. Like he's going insane in his head. Like nobody notices this, but like Izuku, like he's going insane in his head. Like galaxies are exploding, universes, dimensions, like everything is exploding. And the god's domain has it worse, cause they're not seeing just one crack in actuality. Like when Izuku first came to heaven, no, they're not seeing cracks. They're seeing breaks in realities of multiple universes, galaxies, multiverses, megaverses, omniverses, even in the beyond. And infinity, something that should be infinite. So you shouldn't even be able to see the cracks due to how much space there is. But Izuku is making cracks in it like it's no tomorrow. As like the heroes don't notice this. They're just thinking everything is fine. As the goddesses, especially like the goddess of existence, she can pinpoint where Izuku is, as she talks to Izuku telepathically and says, "Izu, calm down." As Izuku, he hears the voice as he says, as she says, "Calm down, Izu, we're on our way." As he calms down a little bit. Alright, he calms down a little bit, but he won't last for long. As he says, I don't know how long I'll last. I could give you at least an hour. As she says, alright then, we'll be there before that hour finishes. As he says telepathically, alright then. As he calms down in the outside world, as the heroes are basically talking and stuff like that, as they look at Izuku, as All Might smiles and says, "See, we came to save you, young Midoriya." As Izuku, he's silent, as All Might says, the silent treatment. I do deserve it after what I've done. As Izuku, he's not pissed, he's emotionless. Remember, Izuku's emotionless. Like, the only things that can happen to him is him feeling sad, like depressed, and going insane. So, him mentally is fucked. He's mentally fucked, psychopathically fucked. Physically, he's not fucked anymore. He used to be fucked physically. So yeah. Like, he's still not a virgin. He's still not a virgin due to Mitsuki raping him as a child, but still. Quite honestly, I want you to understand, having to say Mitsuki raped Izuku, it tears me inside out. It tears me. It breaks me. Why? Because genuinely speaking, I don't see Mitsuki as the type to, go to Izuku and, just bang him then and there. She'd ask him for his consent. Like, I could see it happening. Like, I could see Izuku being the one that rapes her to get back at Bakugo, but still, she'd enjoy it, so, yeah. So, yeah. So, da 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 da. So, thinking. My dumb ass can't fucking think because I'm fucking sick right now. While I think, let's just talk about something random. You guys read Solo Leveling or anything? Like, y'all read beginning after the end? Oh shit, I'm having a hard time thinking right now. Got it. So, 30 minutes later, like, they're basically talking. All Might remembers, oh right, his cereal. Like, 30 minutes later. 30 minutes later. After the marshmallows have dissolved. As All Might says, here you go, young Midoriya. Midoriya just looks down to see colorful soup. Colorful soup with nothing inside of it, just colorful water. As he looks and he says, as he puts his hand over the bowl, as everybody in, like, every hero is wondering, what is he doing? As he says, reform. As all of a sudden, they see the bowl pixelate and disappear and then reappear, and it has cereal in it. like the marshmallows instead of like just being mushy soup. So, all right. There are many different versions of reform. All right. For reform, there's the reform to make them age, or de-age, or to bring it back to a previous state, basically. Like Erie's quirk, rewind, but it's more of a reforming thing. It's not anything that it doesn't revolve around time. Well, two of them do, but like the rest, they don't revolve around time. It's based on his imagination, basically. So yeah, you'll get the gist. So yeah. So he's basically minding his own business, and they're in UA now after 45 minutes, as they put him in the UA dorms with Class 1A. As Class 1A said, "Who is this?" As Class 1A says, "Why is Midoriya here?" As everybody thinks, "Oh, this is a time to bully him." As they start bullying him, like right after the heroes ran. As Izuku's going insane, as the goddess of existence can sense this and says, "Izuku, calm down, Izuku, calm down." As the goddess says, "We need to hurry up. If this continues, Izuku, he'll end up killing everybody here. He'll end up killing this whole planet itself. He'll start first with the people that are around him, then at least the continent, then 2, then 3, then 4, and then the whole planet itself." As they said, "No, we can't let that happen." Oh my god, I want to cry. As Izuku had the final straw when Bakugo says, "Ha, I stole your girlfriend. Is that all you can do?" As Uraraka says, "Yeah, I wasn't yours to begin with. I only loved you for your money." As Izuku, he already had enough. But when Bakugo said, "Oh, I already stole your girlfriend," Izuku went insane. All of a sudden, all you saw was basically, what did they see? What would I say? Basically, balls that have the yin yang symbol on it, basically. Balls that has the yin yang symbol on it, basically. Like, they see, many of them. Like, the whole room is filled with them, like, many different patterns that resemble the elements, like red and blue, blue and red, like red and blue, blue and green, red and green, and many more. As like these are symbolizing different elements and their combinations and how they would work. Izuku has mastered the elements. As all of a sudden, you see dragons, phoenixes just come out. As you see, as the dragons and phoenixes, they came out on their own. Why? Because they sensed Izuku's mind or mentality is unstable. Like, he is mentally unstable at the moment. As they check what's going on, they see Izuku's get surrounded by 29 people. As the dragons and the phoenix get pissed and they attack Class 1A. Like, take in mind, we cut back to the heroes. They're basically at the door and they hear a boom 5 minutes later, and they turn around to see basically the UA dorms with basically many birds flying around, similar to that of the ones that they saw inside of that mansion, and basically dragons just flying around like there's no tomorrow, just going in and out of the UA dorms multiple times. As they're like, "What the hell? What's going on?" As they're planning to run, but then all of a sudden, the 8 goddesses appear in front of the dorm and says, "If you pass, we'll kill you." As Endeavor says, like that'll ever happen. As all of a sudden, basically they go back to their normal heights. Back to 5'11", still 5'6", 5'11", 5'10", 5'11", still the same height, which is 5'4", 5'4", basically. As basically they said, "What's going on? Is that their quirk?" As the goddess of existence says, "These are not quirks. We're not like you mortals. We're gods." As the goddess of existence Bless me. Sorry about that. Hey, the throat's clearing up. My sickness should be gone soon. Let's get it. So yeah. So Izuku, he does that, and he's basically going insane. He's going insane. All you hear are blood-curdling screeches inside, as the goddess of destruction says, "I'll go check on Izu." As she runs, as the pro heroes are trying to get past, but the goddesses are in front and said, "Pass and you die." As Endeavor says, "Like you could stop us." As the goddess of creation, she waves her hand upwards, and all of a sudden, a giant transparent wall, or basically an indestructible gem, basically the same gem that Izuku was sleeping on. Basically, hold on. Basically this gem, except for like the whole confusing parts with the colors. It's basically like transparent like glass, basically, but it's indestructible. It's basically glass, but it's indestructible. As Endeavor says, block us with glass. As All Might says, this won't do anything. Detroit smash! As he tries to smash through the wall, and it does nothing. Nothing at all. As he says, what is this? As the goddess of creation says, "Oh, I wouldn't bother trying to destroy that. It's not a glass that was originally created by me, but it was one created by Izuku. And the way Izuku thinks about his safety, that glass won't budge an inch, no matter how hard you try. You can try burning it, trying to destroy it with sound, and you can even try erasing this so-called quirk of ours. It won't work." As Aizawa, Endeavor, All Might, and Mike are taken back by this, and so is Mirako and Ryuku. Like, they're taken back by this. Like, they're taking the fattest L of a lifetime. Like, they're taking the L of a lifetime. Why? Because, well, it's like the goddesses just saw through them. Like, it's like they saw through their abilities and their capabilities. As they're like, as All Might says, the best thing to do is at least try. Now, we get to the goddess of destruction. Basically, this goddess, this beautiful elf right here, she goes inside to see the dragons just rampaging on Class 1A, and Class 1A just running around like this. As basically, she just sees Izuku in a corner, just yelling. She's just hearing blood-curdling yells from Izuku, like cries of pain and sorrow. And basically, the dragons are on a rampage. Like, they're rampaging. Like, it's like they're not even in control of their bodies anymore. It's mostly Izuku's emotions that are in control. His emotions of rage, sadness, anger. And I view anger and rage as two different emotions. Why? Because I do. For anger is the more neutral type. Like, there's silent anger, and there's rage. Rage is the one where, well, you're most destructive. Apart from wrath, rage is the most destructive. Alright? Like, first comes silent anger. Then comes anger. Then comes rage. Then comes silent wrath. Silent wrath is meant to actually harm the person mentally, basically to make them think they're paranoid. So then comes actual wrath. Wrath is actually the destructive form, the most destructive form. Like, oh, rage is basically you going like berserk, ballistic inside of a room and stuff like that, just destroy, like throwing things around and stuff like that. But like wrath is actually destroying things like school property and stuff like that. Like, imagine you're in a room. Rage would basically be just throwing things around, and I had a rage moment in 6th grade. That was the only rage moment of my life, because I'm a calm person, and the reason I went all, well, rage inside the classroom was because, well, I was accused of something I didn't do. So, let me tell you the full story. So, basically, I was basically like, it was in the hallway. It happened in the hallway. So, it's just been after Spanish class. I don't speak Spanish, basically. I didn't even focus in that class. I only know numbers. I'm dead ass here. I only know numbers. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, siete, seis, siete. No, see? I can't even remember since I'm sick. So, uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis, siete, ocho, nueve, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So yeah. So those are, so like I can go all the way to 100. All right, I could only go all the way to 100. So yeah. So yeah, it was just after Spanish class, and basically everybody's in the hall just basically talking and stuff like really loud, like really loudly. Like my class was the only one in the halls. So we had an essay, right? We had an like they were, and the deans came. The deans, like the dean on the first floor, the dean on the first floor. I'm only gonna say that. The dean on the first floor and the second floor. There's basically 3 floors. Alright, there's a dean for each floor. The dean in the second floor comes down and says, "Oh, I want 2 people to come to my office with me," as they chose me. Quite honestly, I didn't want to go. Like, I was nervous. Like, not like very nervous, but still, I was nervous. I was nervous. Why? Because I didn't even do anything. I wasn't even paying attention. Like, I was actually quiet. I was just looking around, spacing out, because I had nothing fucking better to do. Like, the teacher wasn't there, so I was just spacing out. And the class thought, "Oh shit, Lloyd's a nice person. He'll make this easier for us." Like, like they took like the person, like they picked another person. Ah shit, I just said my name. Can't have that, can we? That shit actually works? My, oh wow. Well, Lillian's not my actual name. It's actually Lily. So yeah. It's Lily. It's actually Lily. So yeah. My name is Lily. Yeah. But please, like, I apologize if you hear my name. Like, I know I just said my name. So yeah. Oh my god. Do I really want to, say that, do this? Oh my god. Oh. Doesn't matter. My name's Lily, that's that, alright? My name is Lily, alright? I was named after my grandmother, alright? That doesn't matter. Please don't search me up. I'm not really a bad person. I'm a cool person. I'm a chill dude. Yeah. We can get along well. I won't tell you my address because that's even more dangerous than just telling you my name. Because, like, I could tell you my name. It'd be hard to find my name without my last name. Well, find me without my last name, right? So, yeah. So, I did that. So, yeah. They're thinking, "Oh, shit, William's a nice dude. He'll go and basically make everything cool for us." And quite honestly, I wouldn't say I made everything cool because I didn't care. Like, he asked what happened, and I didn't say anything, like, this whole time. Like, the whole time, I didn't say anything. Like, I was just there, just standing there quietly without saying anything because I didn't even know what was happening myself. I was confused. I was spacing out, and all of a sudden, I just hear my name being called, and somebody just waving for me to come, and I'm like, "What? Excuse me, why are you calling me? Like, I don't even know what's going on." So, so, quite honestly, like, I wasn't really that tall, but, like, I had, I wouldn't say I was brave or stupid, but, like, I was smart with my actions, basically. I was smart with my actions, even in a fight. So I know what to do to, like, stop somebody. Well, not stop them, but, well, make them hurt themselves without me even touching them. So, yeah. So, I was 6th grade at the time, and, basically, they did that, and, so I was named after my dead grandmother on my father's side. So, yeah, so, the dean is basically talking, and he said, "Okay, everybody in the class will have to do a one-page essay on the rules of the school and why you should, well, uphold them. And like, I didn't say anything this whole time. As he said, "Is there a problem?" As the other guy said, "Yes." As he looked at me and said, "Is there a problem?" As he says, "Huh?" As I said, "Huh?" Yeah, whatever. As like he heard that under my mouth, and he noticed, like he heard that, but he just didn't pay attention to it because he thought I was just playing dumb. Because like we know how the deans are in school, they just think we're playing dumb. Like, take in mind, like I wasn't as tired as I am like these days. Like, I was still a tired person. I'd usually like take a usually put my head on the desk. Like, yeah, like once I got to like 7th and 8th grade, like I was always like sleeping, like mostly sleeping, but like I was still passing my classes. So that happened, and so we went back to the class, and the other guy explained what happened. Basically, how he said like you do the toothpaste, and everybody's complaining. As one of my friends, he pointed at me and said, "Really, dude?" As he said, "Huh? I could do the essay for you. I don't really have a problem." As he says, "Nah, it's fine. I'll do it myself." And everybody thinking, "Oh, I'm the one that snitched on him." Cause the other guy, like, all right. I want to say I'm the one that's favored by everybody. Like, they only like me because I'm nice. All right. I promise you this, they only like me because I'm nice. I was not favored. I wouldn't say I was a favored person. I would not say I was favored or liked by mostly everybody in the class. I'm like what you'd call like the quiet kid, alright? I could be the class clown sometimes. Like I was the kid with like the mixed like personalities in class. All right, I had like mixed personalities. Like my place in the class was mixed. Like I could be the class clown, the quiet kid, the nerd, smartass, the dumbass, the retard, and many more. Yeah, but one thing I was never was the ed kid. Not that I have anything against the ed kid, but like I was never the ed kid because of my thought process. Like my thought process was still maturing, but like not as rapid as it is like now. So that happened, and like I skipped 2 days later. I'm just walking and stuff like that, and I get cornered. Like I have like the other guy that like basically told everything that happened just came walking next to me. Like I don't even know what's happening. Like take in mind, like I was basically just walking around. Like it was like we were just walking into class. Like I wasn't even thinking about anything. I wasn't even thinking about anything, and then I just got cornered as like one of my friends now. I wouldn't say friends, but acquaintances now. As he just looked at me and said, as he said, "Yo, what's up?" Blank and blank and stuff like that. And he said, "Yeah, what's up?" As he dapped him up. So and then he looked at me and he said, "Oh, what's up, Lillian?" As as he said, can you move?" As he says, "Can you say that again? I couldn't hear you." As I said it again. And for some reason, he got pissed at this because I just said, "Can you move?" And he took it into the wrong context as I said, "Oh, you're like, the B word, the F word, or get the, F out my way," or stuff like that. And as I only said just, "Can you move?" Because I just wanted to pass. I was trying to get, like, to class. And all of a sudden, for some reason, he gets pissed and he just throws me across the hall. Like I don't bump into. Well, I slide on the floor. I wouldn't say it hurt because like the impact of my butt on the floor. I wouldn't say it hurt. Like take in mind, I was wearing a sweater at this time, so being able to take that type of hit, like hitting the ground without my bone, like take in mind, like my booty bones, my booty cheekbones did not hit the floor. They did not hit the floor, and I didn't feel it at all. Like one of my friends from elementary came to pick me up and asked if I'm okay, and I said, "Yeah, I'm perfectly fine." As like I was mostly like when I was in 6th grade, I wouldn't really front my like authority or anything like that. I just played along with everything. So I acted mad and I just walked forward. As like real fast, like acting like I was mad. Like everybody was criticizing me and I really didn't care. Cause like I know I was like just putting up a front. I didn't really care, but like I was pissed on the inside. And so I was pissed when I was inside the class, not because of his actions, like the guy's actions for pushing me and stuff like that, but because of what the teacher did. Like the teacher stopped us there, and the teacher's basically blaming everything on me. He's blaming everything on me because he didn't even hear my side of the story, and he just heard the other guy's side of the story. The teacher's blaming everything on me, and he put me inside the door. And I'm telling you this now, right when the class came inside the room, they just see desks on the floor and stuff like that. Like nothing broken. I chipped a piece of like one of the desks, and that was actually my desk. But still, like it didn't cause like as like property damage or anything like that. It was like just a small piece, like not like half the desk or anything like that, just like a small piece of the corner. So you just see things on the floor, and again, they just see me sitting on the chair. Like everybody goes to their desk and picks up their chair. Like take in mind, like, this was at home. Like, I spent like the whole homeroom, just like this whole homeroom, first period and second period, just sitting at the back of the door, sitting at the back of the class with no, like nothing, like not even a desk, just my bag on my back and a sweater on, and like everybody's looking at me like oh, I'm a retard or anything like that for what I did, and quite honestly, I still don't regret doing it. I don't regret doing what I did, like, whatsoever. Like, I still don't. Like, all I said was move up my weight. So it wasn't really my fault. It was the other guy's fault. Because he took it like he misheard me. It wasn't my fault that I just said something like, oh, can you move? Because I'm trying to go. So it's his fault. I don't regret it at all. So yeah, that's basically how my rage moment went. My rage moments are actually not that like loud. Well, everybody here like heard like crashes inside the classroom since, well, I was throwing chairs. I was throwing chairs at desks and, desks into chairs. And there was, this time where I had a silent rage moment, but that's for another time. So, yeah. So, back to the story. So, Izuku, he's just, like, the dragons are going ballistic, alright. As, like, the goddess, she's barely hanging on, like... There's tons of pressure in the classroom. Like, the class, they're barely holding on as well. Like, they're about to pass out from, like, the yells, like, the high-pitched sounds of Izuku's yells, just in pain. So, yeah. So they did that, and, they basically just throwing everything, cause like he's basically like everything in the place is just messed up, like everything is floating, as the goddess is barely holding on, and she's barely getting to Izuku. As when she gets to Izuku, the first thing she does is hold Izuku tightly, and she says, Izuku, it's okay, I'm right here now, you don't have to worry. As Izuku hears the voice, and he calms down a little bit as he looks up to see the goddess of destruction, basically the face of, well, a face that has sadness and is smiling at him, as he starts crying into her chest, as everything stops, like everything that was floating falls, and basically the dragons stop going after the class and stuff like that. So Izuku falls asleep in her arms as she puts Izuku on her back, like not like bride, like basically like how you're doing, like a piggyback ride, as basically she walks outside to the goddesses, and the goddesses says, how is he? As she says, well, if we're talking about how he was inside there, or his current, well, thought process, well, he's stable now. When he was inside, you will be hearing music now. Why? Because that's from my neighbors. So yeah. So Izuku, he's basically just asleep, as basically the teachers are saying, put him down, you stealers and stuff like that. Why are you stealing and use a kid and stuff like that? As basically the most pissed off goddess of all of them is by far the goddess of destruction, as she just puts a massive pressure on All Might. All Might, like he puts a massive pressure on on every hero, but mostly All Might, as she says, you son of a bitch, we wouldn't be in this mess if it wasn't for you to begin with. As All Might says, what do you mean? As he says, a 14-year-old going to save his friend. You know, for somebody who likes to punch kids, you have awfully short attention span. As he says, what are you talking about? As basically she projects basically Izuku's memories of All Might punching him in the stomach, sending him flying to basically a building after saying he can't be a hero and anything like that. As basically he just sees Izuku, just All Might just talking to Bakugo about giving him one for all while Izuku turns the corner to go home. As the teachers just look at All Might in disgust, because what he did, as they said, that still doesn't give you the right to take him. As he says, oh, really? We didn't take him because we wanted to. He let us take him. As they're like, what? As he says, we're looking after him. And plus, he's much older than any of you here anyways. As they said, no, he's not. As they said, yes, he is. He's infinites of years old. You don't even know where he has been for the past, what, 1 year or 2 months for you guys? As they said, what? As basically the goddess of existence projects Izuku's thoughts through basically everybody in UA. As she says Izuku, as Izuku, he's asleep and he says, goddess, what is it? As she says, is it okay if I share your memories? As Izuku, all you see is basically his thoughts go black. As you just hear silence for a few seconds and you just hear, okay. As just a silent okay. Then she says, alright, Izuku. As basically, like, she walks up to Nezu and says, do you have an auditorium? As basically, it was the goddess of destruction. As they said, yeah, this way. As they bring him to the school, and Nezu makes a announcement to the school for every student to go basically to the auditorium. As every student goes to the auditorium, as basically, like, take in mind, Bakugo's luck is now 20% and his karma is 80% for what he did to Izuku. Like, it could have been worse, but Izuku said no. As Bakugo and friends basically just, well, mostly Bakugo just says as he goes to class. While class 1A, they don't even know what's going on. Mostly, it was mostly the Baku squad that was bullying Izuku. Like Momo and friends just watched as they bullied Izuku. Like class 1A is gonna feel sad after what they did, and so will UA, since, well, UA hated Izuku. So they go to the auditorium as they basically see these people, basically one on two's back, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, just standing there. As basically they said, who is that? As Nezu says, this is Izuku Midoriya. As they said, oh, the UA traitor. As Nezu says, he's not the UA traitor. He was proven guilty. As everybody's feeling bad and saying he's still a traitor. He did bad things to Bakugo. As Nezu says, I don't think that's the case. Hold on. Everybody thinks that Izuku basically bullied Bakugo due to lies that Bakugo spread about Izuku. As Nezu says, I don't think that's the case. As the goddess says, go ahead. As the goddesses don't even bother to introduce themselves. As basically Izuku's thoughts are basically broadcasted through basically this cloud. This cloud, basically, at the moment, this black cloud. As the goddess of existence says, are you ready, Izuku? As Izuku, the cloud gets even darker. To the point where it's like pitch black, to the point where it looks like inside of a black hole, as you just hear a long pause, as you just hear, sure, whatever. As basically, on the screen, like the cloud just spreads over the screen, and basically, all of Izuku's memories, from beginning to end, like all the way until he died, are being played, as everybody's seeing this, like his whole life, and what he went through. As Uraraka's seeing, oh my god, he's earning a lot of money. He earned a lot of money at such a young age, and Uraraka's thinking, oh, he was rich at that age as well. I messed up, basically. As Izuku has a lot of connections, as Uraraka sees this too, and she says, oh my god, he could have started a whole business and stuff like that. So she's feeling bad, saying, oh my god, he could have helped my family and stuff like that. So yeah. So Izuku, he earned quite the amount. He earned quite the sum. As like the UA teachers are saying this, I'm like, wow, that's a lot of money. That's quite a lot, basically. As Midnight, she looks and she smiles. As the teachers are like, what? Why are you smiling? Did you know about this? As she says, yes. Quite honestly, I watched him for a month, not even sleeping, just continuously doing work on work without sleep. As they're like, wait, he didn't sleep? As they said, yeah, he may look perfectly fine through his thoughts, but on the outside, if you looked at him yourself, he didn't even look fine. He had eye bags, big ones at that. As they're basically feeling bad and sorry. As it ends after a whole 2 hours of watching, and everybody looks at Bakugo and Uraraka and they're chanting, "Boo, this is all your fault. He went through so much because of you," and they're especially chanting at Bakugo. As Bakugo gets up and says, "What? You dare defy me? I'm a god." As basically, they put Izuku's, thoughts back as he goes to sleep. As the goddess of existence, basically, she wasn't having it. As she makes a ball of earth, as she throws it at Bakugo, as it hits Bakugo on the head, just cracking, as he says, what was that?" As she says, in a menacingly scary tone, deep voice, "If you ever, and I mean ever, hurt Izuku again, I'll tear you inside out, with no remorse whatsoever. And if you think that these pro heroes or cops could do anything to you, they can't protect you from a god. I just want you to remember that. It'll end before you even know. This hierarchy with heroes will be gone before you even think of running away. I'll kill the top 10, top 20, top 50, top 100 before you realized that you messed with not only the wrong human, demigod, god, but the wrong existence." As basically just this gloomy, scary aura just appears on top of them as everybody's shaking, basically in fear of their lives. As basically the goddess of creation says, all right, it's over now, let's just go." As Nezu stops him and says, "Wait, can you ask him if he's gonna join away?" As they think to themselves, as the goddess of existence says, how about we join with him? I mean, we don't really have, the experience of going to a school, right? As the goddess says, "Fine," as they all agree. As Nezu says, "Thank you." And that's where I'm going to be ending off, guys. Hope you enjoyed. This has been Lotus Widows out.